I don't want to give anybody a false image of.
Hey, bro, stop doing that.
Yo, yeah,
stop doing that.
You about to piss me off,
Stop
Troy.
doing that.
You about to piss me off.
Stop doing that.
Stop doing that as far as posting.
No. The
Post
reason
what
why
you
you
wanna
post
post.
what live out loud, bro. Don't
Post
be.
what you want to post. If somebody in their small, feeble mind,
Come on, Lace.
go look at y'all's post and be like, "Oh, they're so perfect."
That is on them.
I'm so tired of them people having them issues.
Come on, bro.
Having them issues
And push it
putting
off
that
on you. Come on, man. Stop doing that. I'm not about to live
You
in
over
silence.
here thinking about, well, I don't want to be the cause of my brother to stumble. Your brother stumbling because he's fucked up.
Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lace. The podcast where men can have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to Melody, the podcast where men can have a safe space. Welcome to Melody. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lace.
Well, you know, there was a college player who had the drug test and they found out he was pregnant. Y'all ain't hear about that? Male college player took a drug test, basketball player. This was a couple years ago.
He must have used somebody else's piss.
He used
Yeah,
his
yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah.
He used his girlfriend's piss
to pass the test.
to pass the test.
Right. Yeah, I was saying.
Lace like amateur. Lace like this amateur. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Melly Mel, a.k.a. Melly Badass, a.k.a. Meek Mel, a.k.a. your favorite truth teller, a.k.a. if you don't want to know, don't ask me. What's going on, y'all?
It's your boy T-Dive Roy. I'm the neighborhood hope dealer. If you need some hope, I got something you could borrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow.
What it do, though? It's your boy Dr. Life Coach Lace, a.k.a. NBA Old Boy, a.k.a. I'm him, a.k.a. The Menace, no relation to Dennis. Let's get it.
Hey, we on. You know what's going on. It's football season. Rise up.
Yeah.
Rise up.
I don't know about all that.
Rise up.
I don't
Hey,
know
we
about
looking
all
good.
that.
We look okay. I can't say we looking good. On
Stop.
paper, we
It's
looking
week
good.
one.
On
We're going into week
paper,
one.
we looking good.
Everybody look good on paper.
This is the best we looked on paper in a long time.
Everybody look good on paper.
This is the best we looked on paper in a long time. So we gonna see. We
Yeah.
gonna see. You know
Who
what
y'all
I'm saying?
got tomorrow? I mean, yeah, who y'all got
The
tomorrow?
Steelers. We playing the Steelers.
At the Steelers?
At home.
Okay.
At home.
Well, with Russell Wilson being questionable.
Well, I would rather have played Russ
know what I'm
because
saying?
every time I play Justin, he give us the business.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, we'll see.
we'll
We'll
see
see what tomorrow.
We got some new players though. So
I just saw that Russ is the 4th overall rushing quarterback of all time. I didn't know that.
I mean, I can understand that.
I think he behind Vic by
Lamar
like 1,000 or something
he
like that.
behind.
Vic is
right
number
now,
one.
Vic is one for sure. But Lamar gonna break that because he's still young and he's got.
Yeah.
I think it's like 5,600. Vic had like 61. Yeah, he gonna break. He gonna
Yeah.
break that for sure. But yeah, I think Russ has like 5,300 or something like that.
Yeah.
But he up there.
Shout out to my man Russell Wilson, man.
Why?
Because-
Why are we shouting him out? Why?
Because, bro, like
Here come the wholesome part.
It is.
Come on, man. Go ahead.
He's
Well,
a Bible toting.
he's been No, hold on. Let me see. That's projection. Both of y'all. You're
yeah,
projecting.
I'm glad you
You're
recognize
projecting.
it. I'm glad you
You're
recognize
projecting. He's been a great on the field general. He's well respected in the league. You know, when he played for the Broncos, it won't that good of a look. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, he got himself a chip. He should have had 2, but the Seahawks didn't want to run on the 1
The
year.
Seahawks should have 2.
Yeah.
Definitely should
He
have too.
contributed to them having the 1.
Yes, he definitely
He could have
did.
tucked that and ran. himself.
Right. Get right.
And he's wholesome, and so that's the reason why.
Why you say he's wholesome?
He loves his wife. He loves his stepchild, who he's basically made him his own.
So I mean that's not what you're supposed to do?
It's tough for a lot of people to make their stepchild their own.
But again, and is that not what you're supposed to do?
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do when you.
And this is his second wife, so second go round. So let's not misconstrue the fact that he was with a blicky before. So you're only saying that because he's
know
married.
she hurt. I know she
big hurt because I don't even think she got any money out that joint.
No,
I don't think they were married.
They were. He was married. Yeah,
Were they? I know they were engaged.
No, he married her.
Oh, they did.
They
get
were.
married?
They were
got
married.
Because
They were
I just
married.
remember draft night and that meme kept getting passed around.
Yes.
Called it. They got her mouth wide open,
Yes.
celebrating.
No, they
know
were
she
definitely
hurt.
married. They
You
were
better be
definitely
glad
married.
my Google ain't working right now.
Because you got to think he was out in Richmond. He spent time in Richmond. He went to high school in Richmond.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's from out the way.
How many times has Russell Wilson been?
You nosy,
Married.
bro.
I'm just curious. I mean, he made a statement. Yeah, they says he's only been married once.
So they were
The
engaged.
real reason Russell Wilson divorced his first wife. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, got the Googles and everything is still getting it wrong.
He did say that, didn't it?
Yes.
Mm.
So is he still wholesome? Because this round 2.
I'm pretty
Hey,
sure.
okay, hey, sometimes round 2 work out better than round
I'm not
1.
saying that
I'm just saying.
But you had a go at it.
I'm just saying
But
I
you
did.
had a go at it.
That
That's
first go
all
help
it
you
is.
sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. Lived experience.
I took this class before.
But a lot of times he would be like Russell Wilson wholesome simply because he was Sierra. And he's taking on
No,
Yeah.
not the Sierra part. It's the.
That helps.
It does help.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. It
But
helps.
It's not necessarily that. It's just like, there's photos of them in worship at church and stuff like that. He like
First
he's
of all,
spiritually.
look.
No, hold on. He's spiritually leading his family. He bought her masters.
Again.
He bought her, and we all know in the nowadays, in the sense of
I get
owning
it.
your own
That matters.
masters,
Yeah.
it really matters. And I guarantee her masters won't cheat. You know what I'm
Again.
saying? My goodies went gold or platinum or something. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. But all I'm saying is, he seems like a good dude.
Yeah.
But it also seems as though he's trying very hard in a lot of different.
and I think that's why
aspects.
a lot of people don't like.
Trying.
Don't like.
Yeah, like he's
what's
very- he's
trying too hard.
overcompensating.
Oh, yes.
in some areas because we wouldn't. Yes, is he supposed to treat his stepson as his own? Absolutely. Anytime you go into a situation with bonus children, etc., you're supposed
Package
to.
deal.
It's a package deal. I get that, but it also seems as though he's also overcompensating based upon who this child's biological father
Correct.
is. That's what it
That's
seems
why
to me.
That's why people
That's
have
what
a
it
hard
seems to
time
me.
with it. Is because of how he's going about it.
So what if
He posts baby future more than I see his own biological kid.
Right?
on
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
by the way.
yeah.
or is he posting baby future, or is the social media handles picking it up?
He's legitimately posting baby future with declarations of fatherhood and my son glad, like, which is not. There's nothing wrong with
Nothing
that.
wrong with
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
I'm
It's just
not saying
over. It
anything
just
wrong with it.
seems overcompensating.
Like the extra steps that are consistently being put into place. And I think that's why people have issue with it. Not that he's stepping up and being a father like he's supposed to.
Yeah.
It's the way that he's going about it.
So my question is he posting just his son? I mean, just the baby future on his personal page? Is he posting all of his kids, or just him?
Go
or
look at his page.
or is it just that the media, Shade Room, Spiritual World, they're only selecting the ones that he posts about Future and neglecting the ones about his other kids? You know what I'm saying?
So two things can be true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because both do happen.
Yeah.
And the media obviously picks up on the stuff with baby future so that they can play on the inherent beef that we know exists between those two.
Mhm.
So I feel like every time Future makes a statement about feeling like Russ is out of bounds, Russ then takes it upon himself to post baby Future with a declaration.
It's
or
almost
something.
passive
Yeah,
aggressive.
it's like, so that's what I'm saying.
That is.
I
okay,
think
I'll
that's why
give you
people
that.
have an issue with it. Because at first it started off like, hey, this is wholesome. That's amazing.
Yeah,
You got
let
a
it
good
be
dad.
organic,
And then
like,
now
you know
it
what I mean?
seems like, all right, he doing this on purpose. Like, not on purpose in the sense of shining light, but on purpose, like, you trying to get on, you trying to
Piss me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I know there's more layers to it.
Mm.
That there has to be. I'm not saying you shouldn't use him as your
You're wholesome.
your wholesome, point. I do agree that he is wholesome. But I also think that it's interesting that if you ask any of his teammates, no one's ever said anything good about him.
Really?
Yeah, that's true.
None of his teammates have ever come out and talked about how wonderful it was to play with Russ, how amazing of a teammate it was. They would love to play with him, this and that. No one has ever said that. No one has ever said that. And I think that is weird.
Has someone ever said the opposite?
Marshawn Lynch said something once.
Yeah, he did.
It's
He
not I don't think it's a lot of people who have
Marshawn
said
Lynch,
it, but
though. He ain't.
First of all,
he ain't gonna lie.
he not. Marshawn Lynch.
That's actually a
he
good
ain't
point.
gonna lie.
That's actually a good
He-
point. You know what? I was mistaking him with the behavior of Antonio Brown. They are two totally different people. Go ahead.
No, so that's what I'm saying. I just think it's weird that none of his teammates have ever just come out to defend him or say something in his favor or something like that. So that's always been weird to me. Like, why is no one you've played with, and you've been on some great teams, you've been around some other great players, notable players, and no one's ever just come out and defended you and said, something good about you. But the community, people like you, they like Russ. They say stuff about Russ. But I'm like,
well, that also goes back to how we can compartmentalize certain aspects of people's lives and pick up on
that is true.
The good. Okay, he's wholesome because of this.
Yeah.
Well, he could be an a-hole in every other aspect of his life.
Big fact.
So yeah.
Because I'm wholesome, but I'm an a-hole.
We all have our
Or
wholesome,
can be.
Yeah, we all have our wholesome tendencies.
Yeah.
What you
talk?
talk? What you?
All of that.
I got a house, a wife, 2 kids, a dog.
Yeah.
That's the American dream. I got everything but a white picket fence.
First of all, you hate the dog. Let's go ahead.
I do hate the dog, but I got the dog.
Dog syndrome.
By standards, people would say I'm
Dog
living the American
syndrome.
dream.
You hate the dog. So don't just say just because you got the stats.
But the stats make you wholesome. You
But
listen
that's
to
what
Russ's
people look
stats.
at. That's what people look
That's
at.
Russ's stats.
That's what
good.
people look at.
Oh, that's a
They
good
look at the
conversation.
stats, not
They look at the
necessarily.
stats.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I was sharing with one of my friends once. I was like, I was saying sharing some struggles that me and my wife were dealing with. Not anything too deep, but just like, hey, yeah, we wrestle with communication. That's what I shared in one of the conversation. And one of the husbands in the conversation was like, me and my wife look at you all as perfect.
Crazy.
Crazy. Because they
Crazy.
just see snapshots of stuff online. And that's the reason why I don't know.
Subjective evidence.
Subjective evidence.
Subjective evidence.
Listen. And that's the reason why I kind of pull back from posting us online. And
Stop doing that.
Not because of other people, but because of I don't want to give anybody a false image of
Hey, bro, stop
who
doing
we
that.
are.
Yo, yeah,
stop doing that.
You about to piss me off,
Stop
Troy.
doing that.
You about
stop-
to piss
wait,
me
wait,
off.
wait.
Doing that.
Stop doing that as far as posting.
No, the
Post
reason
what
why
you
you
wanna
post
post.
live out loud, bro. Don't
Post
be.
what you want to post. If somebody in their small, feeble mind,
Come on, Lace.
go look at y'all's post and be like, "Oh, they're so perfect."
That is on them.
I'm so tired of them people having them issues.
Come on, bro,
having them issues
and push it
putting
off
that
on you. Come on, man. Stop doing that. I'm not about to live
You
in
over
silence.
here thinking about, well, I don't want to be the cause of my brother to stumble. Your brother's stumbling because he's fucked up.
Hey, bro. Hey,
Yo,
hey.
I'm tired of that, bro. I'm sick of this.
Welcome.
I'm sick of this shit.
Welcome.
You stumbling because you fucked up.
I'm glad you're joining us, Lace. Hey, y'all, this Lace
That's
I've been
real
waiting
spill,
on.
bro. That's real spill.
This is the Lace I've been waiting on, bro. I'm glad you with us now, bro.
Oh my God.
I'm glad he with us.
Miss
Come
me
on,
with it,
bro.
man.
Don't live quietly because of what other people think or saying, Troy. Love your wife out loud. We know you wholesome. You love your wife. If you want to love your wife out loud, post your wife. Y'all going enjoying charcuterie,
Talking about
whatever
this
it is y'all doing.
here thinking
Do that,
that we
bro.
perfect
I
and
do-
this, that, and the
I do
third.
wanna hit
That's
up for
craziness
Come on,
on
bro.
them. That's crazy on them.
Do that, bro. I'm not about to live in silence for none of y'all.
I appreciate the freedom.
Come on, bro. When I post, I'm not posting because I'm trying to flex on nobody. I'm posting because that's what I want to post.
Right.
If I feel like I want to post my family, if I want to post my wife or whatever, if I do that, I choose to do that. But I'm not doing it because I'm worried about what they think about it.
Sure.
I'm not about to live quietly at y'all expense.
Right. All right.
First of all, I'm petty. Okay? And I pick and choose scripture just like y'all do. And the Bible says he'll prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemy.
Yeah.
And it can't be in your presence if I don't post it. So
Right,
I gotta
right,
post it
right,
and
right.
make it present.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so
we
I'm not
can
about
eat.
to live quietly.
So we
I
can
gotta
eat.
fulfill the scripture.
Yeah.
So I'm posting.
Petty.
Yeah.
So I'm posting. I'm not about to live quietly. Stop living quietly.
Yo, that's good right there.
Come on, bro. You
I
living in
never-
silence for them, bro.
I never thought about that scripture in that way. You know what I mean? That table being prepared.
Come
you know,
on.
yeah,
it
that's
can't be
real.
prepared in a present if I don't post it.
Yeah.
I gotta be
Yeah.
present. That's half of the
Yeah.
That's half the equation.
And guess and it can be prepared just so your enemy can see you eat.
Come on now. Come on, bro. Don't stop doing that,
Yeah.
bro.
Stop doing that because you pissing me off.
For real. for real. Because I want you to be free. Because that's a form of bondage. Whether you see it or not, that is a form of bondage. Like I can't move or I I feel hesitant about moving the way that I want to move because those thoughts or opinions or whatever are hindering me from doing so. So now I'm adjusting my whole, situation.
Which is
that
crazy
is a form
though,
of bondage.
because just even this, so I'm taking a journey through New Testament, and not to get crazy biblical or anything like that.
Lace, come
But-
on, be you.
but what
No,
I'm saying
be
is-
free, Lace.
No,
Be free, Lace.
in Romans, I think probably chapter 14, 15. That,
When you start
you know what I'm
saying
saying?
the chapter.
I know, right?
No, because it talks about not causing your brother to stumble. So they were talking about during that time frame, Jews, Gentiles, etc. How if they choose not to eat certain things, don't force your ideals upon them, but
Sure.
also don't put them in position where you choose not to eat because of level of judgment, that kind of thing, whatever.
Yeah.
So in some aspect, I do get what Troy is saying, but I don't. Although the Bible is always right, I'm still struggling and aligning with that philosophy, because if you choose to struggle because I'm doing something different or whatever, again, that's a you situation.
Well,
but in context, I understand what
Yeah.
you're saying.
I mean, he's basically just saying don't give them a bacon sandwich if you know they vegan.
Yeah.
No,
And that's the-
but
you know
but
what I'm
also
saying?
but
Yeah.
also if they're
I get-
vegan, don't present a bacon sandwich.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
That's
So
what
yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah, I to free you from it, I and to agree with what y'all saying, you are right. There should be no reason why I can't live my life out loud. However, when I'm in fellowship with someone close by, then I should be mindful. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if I got a friend who don't drink because of a history,
Mhm.
and I want a glass of wine or something like that, or
Yeah, and that's essentially what it's saying.
Yeah,
in that
so
context.
Drink it. Just don't offer them a glass.
no, I wouldn't drink it in front of them. I mean, that's what the scripture's saying. It's
Right.
You don't have that indulgence in front, specifically if they struggle with it.
Correct. Yeah, that's what
Because
it's
it'd be temptation. And specifically thinking about this, like if you my boy, once again, I esteem you, you my boy, and I'm like, man, male drinks, maybe I should entertain a drink. You know what I'm saying? And I'll take a sip because of my brother's visual presentation gave me the license to do so.
So that's my fault.
It's not your fault. And it's specifically not your fault if I never said it out loud.
Right.
If I said it out loud,
Yes.
I struggle with this.
Then it is your fault.
Then it is your fault.
Then
Then
it
it's
is
my
your
fault.
Yes,
Correct.
it is your fault.
It
If
is,
I say
yeah.
I struggle with it out loud
and you do it.
and you drinking it is problematic for me,
Yes.
can you please
So
not do it?
because you struggle with it and I don't, me drinking it is
Yes.
problematic to you because you're dealing
Based
with it.
upon that concept. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's why
Because you're not
yeah.
showing love to your brother.
Correct.
I'm
And
not
you're
showing
setting
love
you're
to.
setting a stumbling
You're
block
setting-
for your
yeah.
How
brother.
am I settling the stumbling block if
Because
I'm
you
minding
drinking,
my
you being slow.
No, I'm not being slow.
You about to piss me off too. Stop being slow.
I'm not being slow. I'm not being slow because I really think this. This is how I really think. Because to me, that fall along the line of peer pressure, and I've never felt fall pressure to peer pressure. I do
That
the hell I
is
want.
you, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying though. I'm saying how am I the root cause of this if I'm not offering it to, if I'm not putting it in your face, if I'm not saying, hey man, it's cool, man, just take a glass, we chilling.
Let me
It's
put it to you
just
like this.
whatever.
Let me put it to you like this. If Troy was struggling with a crack addiction, and you a drug dealer, you may not sell directly to him, but if he's at the trap house with you and is readily available, that is creating a stumbling block. So that is on you.
Yes.
That is all that is saying. Not that you are pushing it on him or whatever. It's just that you have access to, you also have a way of presenting it to him. Yes, he's a crackhead and he has to he has to indulge in it, but you also created a pathway for him to stumble. So that's all that is saying.
We just literally said about the drinking piece. If I told you I have a problem with drinking and you drink, seeing you drink is going to be problematic for me.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that out of love for me.
Correct.
What the hell?
No, that's real spill. That is definitely accurate. But that's story about
Now, some things in life we can't avoid. Some things in life we can't avoid. Like for instance, so when it comes to movies, we can't handle like demonic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like demon possession, although I did watch the movie Deliverance and
Speaking of, I heard a lot of mixed reviews.
I heard mixed reviews. I heard it wasn't scary, and I was like, "Oh, bet it's not scary." I watched it. It's scary in a month.
But it's based on a true story.
It's based on a true story. But anyway, so we can't do stuff like that now. And if I told you that, and I came to your crib and you said, "Hey, man, I want to watch The Exorcist,"
That's totally different.
Are you expressing love towards me?
That's totally different.
But it's the same. It's the same.
No, it's not the same type of scenario.
It is.
No, it's not the same type of scenario.
How is it not?
And maybe this is why I'm struggling with, because I'm not slow. I understand.
I'm just saying. ADHD bandit.
And
maybe
this is why I am saying this, or maybe this is why my brain is not immediately grabbing what y'all saying, because on the other side of my brain is the thought of not expecting everyone to adjust their lifestyle and patterns because you don't do a certain thing and you walk into the room. For example, I've never smoked a day in my life. I don't smoke weed. I don't do that. A lot of people are more comfortable with weed. If I go into an environment where there might be weed smoking and I don't smoke weed, my expectation is not that everyone would put the weed down.
Oh yeah,
because
but you don't struggle with
That's the piece is the struggle. Yeah.
It's a behavioral pattern adjustment is what I'm saying. So whether it's a struggle for me or not, I don't think that I should be able to walk into rooms with the expectation that because I struggle with this, everyone else around me has to adjust to my struggle.
I agree with you.
I feel like that's why my brain is not.
But you're using key words here, so let's break that down a little bit, okay? Take this journey with me. You talked about struggle. For one, you didn't have a struggle with the example that you gave. You just don't do it. So there's no struggle. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
The other piece, too, is the expectation of adjustment. There in this scenario is not about the expectation of adjustment. It is about if I have love for you and I know of your struggle, I'm not going to even put you in an atmosphere out of love for you that could cause you to stumble. So those are the two key words, the struggle and the expectation. You shouldn't have an expectation, but if we are aligned and connected and I know, again, what you're dealing with and what you're coming out of, I'm not going to present something that could cause you to stumble. It may not, but I'm not going to put you in a predicament that could. And so those are the two key components that I think need to be computed for understanding.
And the third one is the brother part.
Right.
So this is somebody that you close to. You know what I'm saying? So like
wipe your head real quick. Hurry up.
Oh,
right side.
It was a spider.
Yeah, it was something.
Lace.
Legit.
A license to smack this out of me just now. Did we get it?
Hey, you remember that meme with a nigga talking on live and that roach crawled across his throat?
Did we get it?
Yeah,
he smacked it. He smacked it. It wasn't a roach, but it was a spider. Something crawling.
Yeah.
The brotherhood part, I'll keep that in too. That was funny.
I should have smacked this shit.
You did smack the out of me just now. The brotherhood part, and then is an expectation. So, like, for instance, if I work at a job, and of course if you work at a job, but they have an outing, and it's like the end of the year celebration. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna have alcohol there. There's no I shouldn't expect the job to not have alcohol.
Right.
I shouldn't expect them at all. They're not my brother. They're not in a relationship with me. They don't care. Whereas if it is my brother and he wants to take every precaution he can for the bettering of me, he will be mindful of that.
And I think the way that you're taking it is a going out of the way to do something or protect or whatever. It's just I'm cognizant of, and I wouldn't present something that could cause you to stumble. If I know you like, I ain't gonna use that example, but yeah. So I'll leave it at
it's
that.
Just
if I know this.
I think it's the presentations where I keep getting stuck on
because I think
I'm not presenting it to you. Like I'm not passing this to you or whatever it is. Like I'm over here doing this thing, whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm not like obviously not crackhead, crack house, whatever. Like calling Troy a crackhead, whatever. But I'm just using like wine in the instant because that was low hanging fruit that we use. If I'm not passing you the bottle of wine or whatever it is, I don't feel like I'm presenting it to you to cause you to stumble.
Okay, so case in point, let's think about it from this way. You don't view it as it might not be the root cause of the stumbling, but it is a contributor. So you remember the movie Temptations, right? Mm-hmm. Paul was never a drinker before he started hanging with David Ruffin, right? Paul ends up becoming an alcoholic because David Ruffin gave him his first sip of alcohol. Is it David Ruffin's fault that Paul?
But he gave it to him though.
Hear me out. But what I'm saying is, it was the innuendo that opened up to him developing a problem. So Paul obviously developed this problem based on what was presented to him 1 or 2 times, and he ended up killing himself, right? So what I'm saying is David Ruffin the root cause of him having these issues down the line? Potentially, or no. But what I'm saying is, as your brother, if I know you have a struggle, I'm not going to present that struggle in front of your face consistently because it can cause you to stumble in a very dramatic way. So that's all I'm saying.
I do believe too that Paul was talking about people who have built their faith on something. So I think in a certain situation, those people who were vegetarians had demonized, going back to that scripture you had sent us in the chat, if you deem something to be sin, to you it is sin.
Correct. Right. Yeah,
so they had deemed food, certain meat,
foods,
to be evil. So they're only vegetarians. So if I come to your crib and you know that I think something is sin and you eating in front of me, it's gonna cause some contention in between us. And he even called those people weak in faith.
Mm-hmm.
So let me give you some more props. You are not a weak in faith type of individual.
No.
But there are people in this world that
who are very weak.
Who are very weak in
yes.
faith.
I would veer to say most believers are weak in faith.
Yes.
Legit.
And a lot of them put barriers where the scripture doesn't put barriers.
Yeah.
They put legalism where the scripture doesn't say
Correct.
that you have to. And because of those weak people, we have to be mindful of certain things. That's the reason why I don't get in arguments with certain people, and y'all may know who I'm talking about. I don't argue with them about scripture no more. I don't argue with scripture.
I feel it, yeah.
Because
based upon it's your interpretation. Because again, I was reading something the other week, and guy was saying, he was like, people emphasize what matter of fact, I was watching the DNC. People emphasize or highlight what Jesus said the least about, but don't talk about what he said the most about. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like that kind of philosophy, and it's the truth. So yeah, now you good.
Yeah,
you good.
I'm with you. I got y'all.
You strong in faith. Man, some crazy stuff that's been going on nowadays.
Yeah.
First of all, before we get into the crazy things in the world, 2.6 million. What that number mean to y'all?
Views?
On Insta.
I didn't know what you was talking about.
2.6 million, baby.
They dropped
That's
it
what's
off.
up.
They got a bag. They got the bag. They got the bag.
I remember earlier this year, me and Mel were working on a post to celebrate our 1,000 followers on Instagram. We was about to post that joint. Right before we finalized saying, all right, this is the final draft of the post, we had jumped to 6,000 in that one day.
Yeah.
And now we celebrating, I think, 11 on Insta, 11 on TikTok. So we appreciate y'all.
For sure.
Yeah. Everybody that's new to the
with
cave, man, what's going on, man? Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the cave.
That just goes to show too, you can't put parameters around where you know what I'm saying?
Ah.
It's a lot to eat off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Can I put a goal for us? And this is me taking parameters off. Because normally I'm the type of person I takes what is given. Pause.
Crazy word.
Crazy word. 15,000 before the end of the year. TikTok and Instagram.
That's the bet.
We can make that happen.
Yeah.
We can make that happen.
We can do that.
So I just want to say thank y'all so much for everyone who said that I have struggle braids.
Somebody did say that. Somebody
a handful of times.
Right.
Hey, you know what's funny? When I seen it, I didn't highlight it, but in my mind I was like, they gonna hurt Troy's feelings.
I got you.
And they gonna hurt Troy's feelings. And the only reason I said that is because you were legit happy about them braids. I remember we had like a 30-minute segment on it.
Yeah, we talked about it.
But that also goes to show too that people don't really care about who you are as a person, because he was talking about his midlife crisis.
Yeah,
and then they go right into the braid situation.
It was like his braids holding on for dear life. Hey. That's why I was like, let me get out the comments.
People can be mean, man.
But listen, I would say this: the reason why that did not, like, it literally was water on the duck's back, because
I ain't never heard that before.
Y'all ain't never heard that before?
It's a very rural saying.
Oh, water under the bridge? Okay. It's because these are people who are saying it are not people who I value or esteem.
God,
you know what I'm saying? And so
You just think the listeners.
He did.
you just think. I
Listen,
thank y'all, but
now
I
they
don't
somebody
value,
don't value us, Steve.
No,
No. The people who said it, they probably not people who follow us. Because if they were, they would have heard
I got you.
that
he got the
episode
praise.
why I got them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These are just casual. I seen
Let
you on
them hear.
Instagram. Because,
Yeah.
people come up to me and they're like, hey, man, I see y'all blowing up, man. The podcast is doing great things. Y'all got some great episodes. Oh, which one did you see? Just the one that I saw on Instagram. I'm like,
So
that's
you didn't see an episode.
You didn't see an episode.
Uh-huh.
You just saw a clip.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I kept going back to you about the last situation. I was like, when somebody was like, they got mad at you because you said, when's the best time to get from up under your when's the best time to move on to the next relationship when your significant other dies? You said immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, and that person got upset with you. I was like, bro, they never watched the whole episode.
No, never.
They never watched the whole episode. Because if you watch the whole episode, you understand things.
But that goes to the world that we live in. People take snippets and make truths of them without
absolutely.
having a full knowledge and understanding of conversation and or dialogue. So as you mentioned, not arguing with people about that. Again, if you're not doing your own research and coming up with a sound conclusion, then we don't have much to discuss. But no, that's real. Yeah, people take snippets and make it true.
Make it true. Yeah. But yeah, that happened. Also this past week, man, it's been some crazy stuff. There's been a school shooting already.
Yeah.
Bro, school didn't even start yet.
Yeah,
Good.
for real.
Yeah, like 3-4 weeks in.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to those lives too, by the way.
Yeah, definitely
most
sad.
definitely.
Georgia. Yeah, definitely a sad
definitely
situation.
unfortunate situation. Just in general as a family, especially as a father, sending your kids out into the world and them not coming back. That's one of my biggest fears as a parent. So, rest in peace to them. Prayers to the family, man. It's wild, man. We got to do something about that.
Well, I will say this. Nothing will be done about it until true reform around guns and the political landscape in general, because when you look at the funding from gun organizations that go into the political scene, none of that is going to change until legislation will not change until that is addressed. But I also think too, even from this past situation, when parents start getting charged, because this individual's pops or whatever has been charged due to him knowing that the young man had some mental health issues, et cetera, and the access to the weapon. So once that starts to happen more frequently, I think there will be some aspect of change, but large-scale change, systematic change won't happen until those who legislate these laws, et cetera, really have a reckoning around this. Because I think they said it was like the 386th mass shooting already this year,
Which is crazy.
and they base mass shooting on I think either 4 people shot or killed or whatever in a type of incident. But 380 and some change already this year, and all they do is we need more security. What is that gonna do? First of all, teachers can barely buy pencils.
Bruh, be doing
How in the world do I mean they doing gymnastics just to get through the day?
Correct.
How in the world you gonna have extra security or arming teachers in school? How? Why? And what resources is that coming from? So again, when you look at the political landscape, and I'm gonna get off this soapbox, they not making no sense.
And who's to say that a teacher has the mental capacity to handle a gun themselves?
Classrooms are already overpopulated. The resources aren't there. You're sending food home to kids because the socioeconomic status is so bad they can't even eat unless they at school. But you want me to carry around a Colt 45 just in case something pop off too? Like, come on, man,
Crazy.
Stop playing with me.
Yes,
Week, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the question is, so with his whole situation, he had been showing signs since last year.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And so the question is, when people make threats, should you just go ahead and be like, hey, bro, we're going to have to remove you from society? Because technically, if you do something like that, then they haven't really did a crime.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so people... And then you take away people's liberty to speak freely. But you can't speak freely on everything. Everything got consequences. You can't be on the plane talking about bomb. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we have to step up our landscape of how we view people when they say certain things like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there has to be some parameter. I'm not saying remove them from society, whatever.
What does that mean?
Yeah, but there has
Hospitalize them, you know what I'm saying? Get them some therapy, like concentrated therapy. I got to remove you from the household. Obviously, some things going on, you know what I'm saying? Not remove you from society like we got to, kill you, you know what I'm saying? But
or even real parameters around sound wellness checking and those kind of things. Because like again, if he started making threats to various ideations the year before, from a school system standpoint, these types of stuff we got to have this on the radar so we can at least have some behavioral check-ins or something to track and follow rather than somebody just showing up and popping off. Like so, has to be something that can be done from a preventative standpoint rather than now it's very reactive. So yeah,
tough society, tough.
But it ain't gonna change. I mean, unfortunately, it's not gonna change.
Yeah, more heartbreak, man. Fatman Scoop passed away.
Yeah.
Hey,
along with rich homie Quan.
Yeah,
this my childhood that we talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fatman Scoop.
Yeah.
Whatever y'all say, y'all gotta do.
Yeah, R.I.P. man. Bangers.
R.I.P.
Bangers. Rich homie Quan he had a bangers. He had a couple bangers too.
Hit a bunch. I didn't realize how many he had.
He didn't realize how much he had until after the fact.
Yeah.
That's wild. Fatman Scoop on for it. Hey man, people, come on. It ain't gonna change, but I'm gonna just say it. We as Americans have to get better with the dehumanization of each other, because no one should be passing around someone's last moments on the internet.
Yeah.
Like someone was able to record. They weren't recording that. They were recording. He was on stage doing a performance. The moment that he, lost his life or passed out or whatever on stage, people were passing that recording around, like, Fatman Scoop's last moments or whatever it is. And I feel like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's wildly disrespectful. It's inhumane, and I'm a dick. So for me to say that, like, y'all know it's got to be bad. You know what I'm saying? So we got to do better with that, especially black people. I know we want to get the clip. I know we want to get the, the media response, stuff like that. But I think that's utterly ridiculous. Nobody's family should have to be subject to that. In a lot of ways, it was reported that his family found out about the incident on social media before they found out about what actually happened with him behind the scenes. So I just think we got to do better with that. I think that's ridiculous to be dealing with that.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
but we're desensitized to a lot of that kind of thing.
Absolutely,
and that's the unfortunate piece. That it's just the aspect of nothing seems to be reality to people anymore. It's just more so for clicks, likes, whatever. They can say I'm just passing information or whatever, or showing a level of respect, but that's just not what it is. Like, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, I remember when YG dropped my nigga, my mama texted me and was like, "That's my favorite song." I was like, "What you talking about?" He's like, my hitter." I was like, "Ma, that's what song is that? I've never heard of that." "Yeah, on the radio it says my hitter." "Mama, that's not the real song."
Yeah.
And I played the real song for her. She was like, "Oh, okay. I like my hitter."
No, I need that authentic.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich homie's situation is wild as well.
Yeah, it was it an overdose?
Yeah.
I don't unintentional overdose is what's being reported. Obviously, I don't have all the details, but apparently he took a fake pill or whatever unknowingly and OD'd or whatever. So
yeah, and the cats got to stop doing that too, man. Taking these synthesized
Strange
drugs and you know what I mean, like all of that, like. I mean synthetic. I said synthesized. Synthetic.
Yeah, that's what synthetic is. A synthesized.
I'm just saying as far as the verb.
Yeah.
Speaking verbally about it. But that's crazy. That's crazy. But I do have a question. How do you? Obviously, nobody plans an overdose. So when people make statements of it was an unplanned overdose, of course it's not planned.
I think some people have planned it. I think depending on the person, like what their mental state is, what their situation is, a lot of people, for them, that has been their method.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. So what I'm more so mean to say is just how it is reported.
Oh, you're talking about how it's reported.
Because if I have an ideation and I want to do something,
yeah.
That's what. So I wasn't speaking on like self-harm or anything like intentional self-harm. I was more so speaking on how it's reported.
Like
It's
obviously this was not intentional.
right? Like
yeah, unintentional.
It's tough, man. I think I read something that said that his girlfriend, fiance or wife,
Beyonce.
had saw him on the couch sleep, put a blanket on him,
Thought he was resting. Came back after dropping the baby off. It was like, he ain't breathing. That's wild. Yeah.
It's crazy. Hey, how do y'all feel? Because this has been going on the internet for the last couple of days, where every time a celebrity passes, people offer their condolences, their R.I.Ps. People post like about them, their whatever they liked about them at the time, and then there's always a group of people who are kind of like, y'all won't really rock with them like that, like me. So save your R.I.Ps, save your condolences. Don't try to act like you was a fan now that they gone. Why was you doing that when they was here?
Subjective evidence.
Subjective
evidence.
How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel when people say stuff like that? Like when I guess we offering condolences and someone come out of nowhere and be like, "Hey, y'all, you wouldn't rock with him like that." Blah blah blah. You wouldn't.
Well, the fact is that most people. How can you ever quantify that? Like,
That's
if we talking
Lace.
about like, I'm more of a fan than you were. How do you even quantify that? Because you went to 50 concerts and I went to 25. Like, I mean, how do you? So again, when we talk about our coined word of the rest of the year, subjective evidence, that's all that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's all subjective.
It's subjective, and people gravitate towards people via their art, via social media and stuff like that, and they don't really know these people
At all.
So how you gonna say that you knew this? Did this person know your name? The only people who can say you weren't really a fan is the family, friends, maybe. And even in that, it's just like, that's still subjective because obviously he made money off of people. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say that I wasn't one of the people that he made money off of.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. It's when Tupac died, that was the worst. That was the worst, because I mean, people was coming out of, you didn't like his music, you was a Biggie Smalls fan, and if you like Biggie, you couldn't have liked Tupac, and it was like, I like both of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been around since Digital Underground. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I like a little Pac.
And also, if you didn't even know that he was in Digital Underground, were you really a fan?
Exactly.
Are you a fan? How do you quantify
You
that?
only like Machiavelli.
You know what I'm saying?
And that came after he died.
You don't like because he was in Juice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, come on, man.
Come on, man. So it's, how do you quantify?
That's how I feel about new sneakerheads.
Oh yeah, I don't respect new sneakerheads.
You won't in the trenches. Hold on now. Explain this.
You was not at the store at 4 a.m. in line. You won't doing that. You won't doing that.
No respect.
So yeah, nah.
They said the white boys messed up the whole sneakerhead game.
Yeah.
They
Of course.
did.
Just think about
Don't do it, Lace.
Okay, you're right.
Why can't he do it?
Don't do it, Lace.
I ain't gonna do that.
Don't do it, Lace.
Why can't he do
I
that?
I know
do
he was
that.
about to say.
Yeah.
I know he was about to say.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Lace.
Well, you do it
Troy.
for him.
Troy gonna have to cut that part out.
All right.
Troy gonna have to cut that part out. Don't do it.
But I heard that once everything moved from getting it out the store to you had to get it online.
Mm-hmm.
People created bots,
Yes.
in order to put them in a higher ranking to be a quote unquote winner of the shoe. And once you become a winner, you not buying it for the sake of yourself. That's the part that makes me mad. Buy it for yourself. You feel me? I understand that the sneaker game is an investment. You know what I'm saying? You could buy a sneaker now, buy a few pair, and you could sell them, once they sold out. I could completely understand. But people have gotten to the point of where they will fill a whole room up. They will purchase a whole room worth of one shoe just so they can flip it.
Right. Well, it's a lucrative business. But to Mel's point, the OG essence in regards to the sneaker game is
gone. It's dead.
Because even from my experience, I'll go to obviously y'all know that I officiate basketball and stuff like that. High school, go to a game, bro. Why you got on the Grinch Kobe's out here
Hooping
just to sit on the bench? You know what I'm saying? So again, I appreciate the business of it, but the youngsters. And even once it became more lucrative, and it's also taking advantage of the culture.
For real.
So those kind of things is why
I'm very out loud about this. I have never supported them. I've never purchased anything from anyone. I hope all resellers go out of business. I have no love for resellers. I hope your business collapses. I hope your inventory sits and rots. I don't want you to be prosperous in your reselling journey. I hate all of y'all from my soul. I don't support none of y'all.
Yeah.
Don't stop me in the mall. I don't even step foot into y'all stores when I see them in the mall.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope you go out of business because the games that y'all playing with these shoes and what it's turned into, and I blame StockX, honestly. When StockX, when Golden StockX and all that stuff started, I feel like that's what started the downtrend on the sneaker game, and it just got worse from there. So ever since then, like it pisses me off, like watching it. So if you're a reseller, I ain't doing no promo. Don't ask me. I ain't passing out a card. Don't even give me a business card. I hope your business fails.
Even like going to like back in the day, going to SneakerCon, the essence of that, all of that. Like it was.
So y'all don't rock with SneakerCon?
No, I would go to. I've been to SneakerCon, but what I'm saying is that is more so where sneaker heads get together and that you buy, sell, trade, like all that kind of stuff. So it's really people who are in that mix. Whereas now, if I want a pair of retro 11s, I can just go to StockX or GOAT and buy it from God knows where, paying a price on it or whatever. And so it is a certain access to, but it's also takes away from the essence of the game.
Well, I would say this. If I'm sitting on the bench, you daggone right, I'm gonna be fly wearing the Kobe. Okay, because if I ain't gonna get in the game, you ain't gonna say that I at least won't fly on that bench.
Some shoes are not everyday shoes, bro.
Right? Yeah,
some shoes are not everyday shoes, and depending on the sneaker, sometimes you just got that's got to sit. You got to sit on that. You sit on it forever.
I have shoes I have still never worn.
Right, sit on it forever, or wear every now and again. Some shoes are not everyday shoes, bro. And that's why I don't respect these new sneakerheads.
Right. You buy it same day, they wearing it. Nah.
And everybody got it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Like it used to be even like back in the day, you know what I'm saying? You knew who had the new release because again, you at the mall in the morning, store opening up at 6 for the release.
You showing up at 4.
They back at the mall that afternoon, walking around in the shoe. Like, so it's just it's different, man. It's different.
Hate it.
It's
no
different.
Respect. I didn't mean to take us that way.
No, hey, take us the way.
I hate it.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Hate it.
Oh, if you gonna talk trash, make sure your teeth is in your mouth. If you gonna talk trash, the key components of talking trash is being able to move your lips, operate your tongue, and keep your teeth in your mouth.
That seemed like some components for some other stuff. But
I mean, as a part of conversation.
Recipe for some other movie.
But if you framed it though, if you gonna talk trash, make sure your teeth is gonna be solid in your mouth. Dame Dash, came out of pocket because he wanted to talk about 50 Cent. So what actually happened is, what's Gillian Wallow's show name?
$1 million worth of game.
Yeah,
$1 million worth of game. Had 50 Cent on there. First of all, if you ever do an interview with 50 Cent, you're going to ask him one question. He's going to give you whatever answer he's going to give you. He ain't going to give you no straight answer at all. And I love it, to be quite honest with you, because he just be sharing personal information. But on the show, he gets to a point of saying, Dame Dash told me that when I signed my $1 million deal with Eminem, he said it won't no money. And then 50 was like, but look at him now. He ain't got no money. Because if y'all don't know, him, he had to sell off some stuff because he had debt. And so Dame decides to get on live, and that's the problem right there.
Yeah.
He got on live. Because when you go live,
can't edit.
You cannot edit that joint. And if somebody is screen recording it, it's a wrap. So he gets on live. And while he talking, he got the cup swirling, and he said something, and them dentures then fell off to the side into the cup. He moved the camera real quick. And so, hey, you can't get caught slipping when you talking trash, man.
Yeah. But I think that's the greater issue. 50 said what he said. Why do people feel like they immediately have to respond to these accusations?
It's the internet.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I understand it's the internet, but what I'm saying is
the internet.
who is Dame trying to
Right.
impress
Right.
or whatever in his response?
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, you Dame. Like, I mean, so what is the? I maybe I struggle with that because I just don't understand the need to respond in said way.
I think sometimes maybe when you're not at the top of your game, which Dame is not right now, like he used to be at the very top of his game, but to your point, he had to sell off a lot of his stuff
Right.
because he was going through a debt. That's been very public. So you're not at the top of your game right now.
So that's even more of a reason to
but
shut
I
the
know,
hell up.
but
I mean, that's
I know that. But even still, to some degree, as men, sometimes you just get to a point where all you feel like you have left is your pride. So then you just start fighting off the, like, you know what I'm saying, like lace, like look, I get it. I know, but
So if
to
pride
some
is
people,
all I
just-
have-
pride is all I have. So I feel like now I got to put it on the line because I ain't got nothing else. So I ain't gonna let this talk about me and be broke. I ain't gonna, let him say something.
But the
on-
facts remain the same.
they do. But I'm just saying, people are like that, bro. Like
It's
even when
just-
they lose and they feel like they gotta say something, I have to say something. I gotta do something. I know I'm
Right.
losing. I know I might lose, but I can't sit here and not do or say nothing. So I gotta do something.
But the L though is an internal L. Dame has to pay XYZ.
I know.
The court of public opinion is very irrelevant in the grand scheme of things because 50 still thinks what he thinks about you.
Mhm.
You right.
He already put that into the atmosphere. Now you've had another slip up trying to
Even worse.
trying to
Because now you
talk
broke
on,
and got no teeth.
it's mind boggling to me.
Okay, so it's like you can understand this being a referee and an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you playing a team and they beating the hell out of y'all, like a football team.
Yeah.
It's the fourth quarter, 3 minutes left in the game, score 53-0.
Mm-hmm.
You score that one touchdown
There's nothing to
before
celebrate.
the end of the game because you leave, you like, at least we didn't get the goose egg.
Yeah.
At
I would
least
never say
at least-
that.
No,
We
but
got
that's
our
how
ass
people-
beat.
That's how people be because they trying to make sure I'm not gonna leave here with zero.
Yeah, they trying to redeem
I'm getting
something.
some points. I'm
Yes.
getting some points. I'm
But-
putting up a score.
But
on
at the
this
end of the
joint.
day, it's about wins
You
and losses.
still lost, but okay. For
And
some people,
and that's the imbalance with people right there.
some people don't want to
You
lose
getting
that
smacked.
bad. Is
You
what I'm
lost that
saying.
bad,
But
though.
I'm saying though, is what I know, Lace. I get it, but it's their brain. They're like, all right, I lost, but I didn't get that goose egg. Like you didn't shut me out completely. Like I did score. I didn't win, but I scored.
Right.
All I got left right now is a pride. I'm leaving here with something. I'm leaving here with something.
Just like when Martin got knocked out by Hitman Tommy Hearns. In the end, he was just happy. Hey, I went toe to toe with his head
I'm
got
not winning,
lumped up.
and I might lose, but I can't just sit here and take it. And I think that's why people respond so quickly on the internet.
But
And I wish celebrities would stop doing that.
But for real,
Big talk.
you said I can't sit here and take it. Crazy work, by the way. But at the end of the day, you did sit there and take it. Whether you scored, whether you had 7 on the board, or whether you had
Willingly
0,
or unwillingly, right?
you still took
Right,
it.
you still took the L. I get it, but I'm just saying some people just don't want to go down without a fight.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go down without a fight. That's the mentality that they're using. I get what you
Okay.
said because I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's just what they doing though. That's why he's doing it. He
Okay.
like, I can't go down without a fight. I can't have as much as I talk, especially somebody like me. If I'm a trash talker, there's no way that I can let somebody talk trash about me and not say nothing.
Mhm.
Because in my mind, I'm gonna be like, I can't have people out here thinking that I'm just gonna let
Let it happen.
somebody say something about me and I don't do nothing.
Okay.
So in his position, it's almost like because he's done so many interviews where he's like downing others and talking about, how he's a boss and he do this and they got to answer. There's no way now that I can not come back and defend myself to some degree because of how crazy I talk about everybody else. So I feel like that's what it is.
Okay.
But definitely should have made sure the glue was intact.
Again.
Whatever they're using now to
The
hold him up,
denture
double-sided tape,
down.
whatever it is,
Yeah.
he should have made sure that was straight.
He tried to play it off by saying that they were veneers that he got like 10 years ago, but didn't have. I guess you're supposed to go back every once in a while to get the veneers done.
They
The way
say
they
they last
doing
like 10
veneers
to
now ain't
15
no
years.
telling. Because they putting them jokers in like mouthpieces at the end of the day. So.
And that's what he tried to play as like,
crazy.
nah, bro, them joints look like some straight up dentures.
But you got to
bro.
redo that drink.
You do.
Yeah, well, and I've always been a Dame fan because I do like the fact that he just had a bravado about him. You know what I'm saying? Talking Cash Money when he was with Armadale Vodka and all of that kind of stuff back in the day. So I was a real Rock fan. You know what I mean? But now, like, yo, if you down bad, you down bad. You ain't got to prove nothing to me or nobody else. It happens.
It's just hard.
Prove it to me by doing something that's a come up.
But you don't have to prove it to me. Is what I'm saying. Like you don't have to.
That is
prove
the chemical imbalance that we have as a people.
You don't have to prove.
What
it.
am I proving to anybody?
Yeah.
What are you proving to anybody? Because at the end of the day, you can't take it with you. The people gonna have their own opinions and judgment regardless.
Take it with you.
Whether you up, whether you're down, or whatever. So what are you proving to anybody? It should always be you versus you, period.
That's what I be saying. I don't care about y'all.
Period.
I mean, I do, but I don't. I do.
I feel you, yeah.
I do, but I don't.
Yeah. Because when you up, it's fickle. When you down, they go talk about you anyway.
Come on, man. That's why I don't care. I literally do not care.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just don't. Yeah, it's
I
so
don't.
fun. It's an imbalance, man. It's an imbalance.
I'm sorry, I don't. So, I mean, Dame got to do better though, because that's one of my things. Remember when people used to always be like, "Man, you can't never argue with Mel. Mel never wrong. Mel, you know what I mean?" I mean, that's true. Because I'm gonna tell you why it's true though. I'm gonna tell you why it's true. Because number one, I don't argue unless I know I'm gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't argue nothing I know I can't win. That's first of all. And then I don't argue nothing that I don't have a legitimate argument about. Some people argue just to argue. No, you ain't got no point.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't gonna win. Don't have no facts, no nothing. You just want to argue. The reason why I feel like I'm always right is because I don't argue with you unless I know I'm right. If I know I'm wrong, I'm not gonna argue with you. There's no fight. I can't win this battle with you.
Actually, I'm not sure if you know this, but when you know you wrong and it is an argument for you specifically, you go to ad hominems of your way of responding and you attack the person, not the argument.
That's
what you that
seems like Apalachee.
That's Joan 101.
So
I got to do that.
It's been a couple times we'll have a conversation and I'll say something like, "But Mel, you can't do that." You be like, "But Mel, you can't do that," and that's how. That's how I know you losing, because that's where you.
But I don't argue though.
You don't argue.
Exactly, because I don't argue. There's things I can't win.
But you trying to make sure in this L that it's at least said.
Well, because I got because look, I mean, basically, and you even if I tell you right now, you're not gonna know what I'm doing it, so you ain't gonna be able to beat me at it because I'm too good at it. I need to reset your hard drive. When we're in the middle of a back and forth, if I'm not winning and I know I can't win what you talk about, I gotta reset your hard drive. So I gotta do something to change the tide. I gotta get your iOS to turn off for at least 5 seconds. So you can
say, right. "I got you mad. I got you mad."
Yeah.
Not even that.
Very Mel-like.
Very Mel-like.
Hey, that's Apalachee. Y'all better start trying my stuff, bro. I know y'all think it's.
Oh, I don't argue.
Try, bro.
Because I already know what time it is.
That drink funny, bro.
Most don't want to.
I be gaslighting people.
Oh, big time.
On purpose though.
Mel, we know this about you.
I know I be gaslighting.
Yeah.
And people be trying to do it to me, and I be saying it, and they be like, "No, I'm not." I be like, "You can't tell a gaslighter. You don't know that you're doing it because you don't know how, but you doing it."
Yeah, you toxic. Very toxic.
I'm doing it.
And at the beginning, he said he was wholesome. This has been your boy T. Roy, and your boy Melly Mel, Life Coach Lace. It's the Manly D's podcast.
I mean, we gotta have balance. I mean, a balanced human being